Hello, today's Monday, July 27th. Hello, everyone. Welcome. A couple things before we get started today. Just want to let people know, if you are not registered in SAM, look at this display I have on the screen, how to register your entity to be eligible for grants in SAM. What that tells me is that there are grants that are available to those of you out there. However, you must be registered in SAM in order to be eligible. Just kind of want to touch on that, something that I found in my Rolodex as I was digging up. But today we're going to talk about a couple of things today, and particularly sources, sought, opportunities. But I did want to really quickly touch on something I did yesterday. It was really fun. We're going to actually probably try this at home. But this was a painting that I created. And look what it turned out. Look at the final results, right? Pretty neat. I want to thank YayMaker for giving me an opportunity for that, and I just wanted to share it with everyone out there. So let's go ahead and just jump in to the conversation I want to talk about today, which is sources, sought, notices. I went back and looked at the previous week of history, and I want to show everyone out there contract opportunities. And what I pulled up was, in the last week alone, there were 636 sources, sought, opportunities published. Let's go ahead and just take a look at that. Some of you may not even know what a sources, sought notice is. And we're going to talk about that today at 6 p.m. We're going to talk all about sources, sought notices in today's YouTube video at 6 p.m. But I did want to highlight a couple that I noticed that really, for me, were of particular interest that I believe a lot of people out there could benefit from. So let me just pull up my list here. And this is kind of like a cheat sheet. I'm going to cheat because I actually have a separate notepad. I went and grabbed this information before the video so we can go straight to the point. Auditorium audiovisual replacement, Department of Vision, and it tells you here in Gulfport, Mississippi, they're looking for someone to replace their audio visual equipment. If you know someone that can do that, reach out to them, send us opportunity. I will also put the links to everything in the show notes. Here on my home front in Florida, they're looking for a company that can insulate chill water pipes. So a plumbing, AC company. And let me talk about that really quickly. When people say, Eric, I don't have any past performance, I don't have any history, I don't have any experience, this is a great opportunity for you. If you're on your computer and you know of someone that does this for a living, a large corporation that has already done this, this is where you can have a conversation with them, right? So we call it like a warm lead. You're not calling someone trying to sell them something. You're calling someone and presenting them with an opportunity to make money, right? And I was actually listening to Noah Kagan speak on a podcast by William Belfort, and he says, well, how do you create money? You go to people who have money and find out what do they need, how can you serve them, right? What can you bring to them that offers some sort of benefit for their business that enhances their revenue opportunity? And this is the exact type of example that we're talking about. How do you enhance someone's revenue potential? Well, bring them a contract, bring them opportunity. And because it's a sources sought notice, chances are highly unlikely that anyone else out there is reaching out to them with this. Why? Because sources sought notices are not contracts. It's showing that you're doing what we call capture management and following or tracking opportunity before it becomes a contract, before it becomes an actual solicitation. So what you're doing now is you're getting ahead of the curve, and I promise you that 99.9% of the people out there who are not watching my community, who are not watching that channel, don't even know about these types of strategies. So absolutely, you want to get in front of the opportunity, pull it down, and now you have a ends with the contracting people. It's a way of marketing your business and letting them know who you are. And then for those of you who may not be in this industry or may be sitting on the sidelines saying, Eric, how can I jump in? What can I do? This is a great way for you to bring an opportunity to a large company, have them get to meet you, know you, right? Imagine if instead of sending your resume to someone, you were to say, hey, look, I've been looking at some things that I think make a lot of sense. I would love to sit down and talk to you guys about it. Here's an opportunity that I want to show your business that you may have not heard of. You may have heard of it. I'm not really sure, but I believe that chances are, according to my research, you probably haven't seen this. So I just wanted to share this with you, let you know what you think about it, and I guarantee you, someone's going to take that call. Someone's going to sit down with you and have a conversation with you about it. Moving on. we're just going to go through a couple more and we're going to finish up. I don't want to make a really long video this morning. Just want to touch base and kind of give you like a precursor to what I'm going to be talking about today at 6 p.m. This is a training opportunity. Sources saw it again. A lot of people are telling me that they do training. They're not sure how to get started. This is for a VA hospital. So again, throw your name in the hat. It costs you nothing other than time to fill out these requests. A lot of people are waiting for an actual contract and they're saying, well, Eric, I'll wait till the contract comes out. No, that's not what you do. When it's a source sought, when it's an RFI, is when you want to throw your name in the hat. That's going to give you a lot of leverage when it becomes an actual solicitation, when it becomes a pre-solicitation, when it becomes an actual vehicle in which they're ready to procure that particular item, service, whatever it is. Then you're going to have a lot more leverage than the guy who just waited until it came out as an RFP or RFQ. This one I thought was really interesting. Because it involved textile industry, and a lot of people that I've been speaking to have been converting their facilities to do masks, and that's great. And masks right now, we definitely need masks. But for those of you who decide to stay in the apparel industry and you want to continue making your normal apparel, here's an opportunity where they're looking for, and it says, okay, they're going to do firm fixed price, ID, indefinite delivery type, right? So we know about IDVs from the previous week's video. It's going to be 12-month base term with 1 or 2 exercisable options. So you can technically go from 1 year to up to a 3-year type of vehicle. I don't know how many out there, what you guys think, but I think that's really, really neat. Here's another one that I pulled up that I thought was fascinating. I want to share, and this was for Employee Assistance Program. One of the questions that people ask me is that, Eric, if you were to start over again, what industry would you get into? And I said staffing. Well, why? Because staffing has rapid growth. There's a huge demand for people that can answer the phones, take calls, address issues. And here is one that matches that description almost perfectly. This opportunity is in Illinois National Guard. And according to the PWS, it tells you here, it's a 1-year period of 12 months with 4 option years. So again, you're looking at potential 5 years, right? Opportunity here. And they're looking for someone that can provide 24/7 hotline counseling sessions and referrals to service providers within the state of Illinois. So again, listen, there's all types of opportunities here. We're going to go over 2 more, and I'm going to wrap up this video today. DHA. They're looking for digitization and destruction of medical records. So, I mean, I personally, I remember someone coming to me and saying that there were some corporations that, again, with COVID in 2020, while there may be a lot of, seems like carnage in the small business world, there also is a vast amount of opportunity in the small business world. I was actually at one of my friend's offices the other day, and he literally was talking about buying business because there's so many businesses that are trimming the fat and trimming all the excess. There are people who paid for new inventions, new technologies that are now, no one's no longer investing in those particular industries. Like the parent company is no longer backing them. So there's these inventions that were created and made prior to COVID that today, because of the conditions, the parent companies are having to cut back and no longer investing in them. And what I see when I'm looking at this particular opportunity here is I've seen companies that do digitization of records, scanning them in, that were for sale. And this, if they knew about this particular opportunity, they may just pivot their business from their traditional sense of scanning to now working with the government in this arena. And let me just kind of zoom in on this one. And that's what I would say. Look, they have 7.2 million records. So if you had a nice, and again, I don't know over what period of time, you'd have to look into it, but let's assume that you had an entire facility that you just picked up out of bankruptcy that was like a copy center, right? And they had some equipment in there that was, multi-million-dollar equipment that could do, I don't know, let's say 1 million records every month, right? And you could do that with 4 people. This would be a great opportunity for someone out there to look at. And then the last thing that I thought was really fascinating here was they were looking actually for an organist for Protestant Catholic Church. I, as a person who played the piano and the keyboard before, I thought this was pretty cool. And it also just shows, right, that the diversity and the types of things that the government is looking for. But again, I'm not looking at RFPs, I'm looking at source of SOTs and RFIs. Why is that? We'll talk about that in today's upcoming video on SAM at 6 o'clock. We'll go over the ifs, ands, whats, and why do I, for me at least, particularly, why do I see that as the place where land of opportunity. So stay tuned for that upcoming video. Definitely want to go over that with everyone out there today.